Scott,
Aye, here.
Waters,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
O'Kane,
Here.
Shaner.
Please stand for a moment of silent prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up is an interview for the Historic Preservation Commission, Larry Obermeyer. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We all know, but tell us so the public knows and why you want to continue to serve.
Well, thank you, Council, Mayor, and the City Manager for giving me the opportunity to have served in the past. I really appreciate it. It allows me the opportunity to delve into stuff I love, historic preservation work in the history of Sioux City and all of that. I'm a native Sioux Cityan, been here all my life. Been involved with the Railroad Museum for 41 years and done other historic preservation projects since then. So, it's me in a nutshell. I would like to continue because we have some exciting stuff coming up.
Good. Questions for Larry?
Just happy you reapplied.
Oh, thank
No
you.
doubt.
Yeah, it's excellent service you give the city.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We have a good council to support us, and our staff person is really phenomenal, so we appreciate it. And I got good fellow commissioners, including Matt.
I'll let him know you said that.
Including, yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks, Larry.
Yeah.
Larry, thanks a lot, buddy.
Consent agenda today is items 3 through 11F. Consider them to pass unanimously unless a separate roll call vote's called for by council members. Anyone wishing to speak on an item, please come up as I read that item. Anyone want to speak on an item not on the agenda, please come up under citizen concerns. Remember to always state your name. I'll move the consent agenda.
Second.
Reading of the July 17th and 21st City Council minutes. 4 is a motion reappointing Lexa Almond to the Library Board of Trustees. 5 is a resolution adopting plans and specs for the MLK Transportation Center heat pump and piping replacement project. 6 are actions relating to agreements and contract. A is a resolution approving a contract to C.W. Suter for the MLK Transportation Center retail space HVAC replacement project. Need to abstain, conflict of interest. B is a resolution approving a contract to M&B companies for 1 snow removal equipment displacement plow for the airport. C is a resolution approving an engagement agreement with Allers and Cooney for legal services related to the digestion and high-strength waste receiving improvement project.
Mayor?
Yes.
I just want to confirm with Tom that's an opinion that's required, isn't it? That's going to be given by Allers, or I could ask Nicole.
Sure. The new rules with SRF funding require an opinion letter, and this is what this is related to.
Okay, so we haven't done the opinion letters previously because they weren't required.
We did have one on the Seymour project early on for starting that portion of it.
Okay,
That was approved by council, I believe, at that time as well. So this is similar.
so there shouldn't be any difficulty getting that opinion.
No, they really just need all of the bidding materials to assemble
Just
it.
one of those standard easy attorney things that they get to charge a lot of money for, but what the heck.
I don't know why I do, Tom. Thanks, Nicole.
Yes.
D is a resolution approving a contract to Mark Albanesius for the Dace Avenue and Leach Avenue 3-lane conversion project. E is a resolution approving a consulting services agreement with JEO Consulting for the project management services for the Hamilton Boulevard and Triview Avenue intersection improvements project. F is a resolution granting a permit to IMON Communications to maintain underground fiber for property on Triview Avenue. G is a resolution granting a permit to Metro FiberNet to maintain underground fiber for property on Sargent Road. H is a resolution granting a permit to Metro FiberNet to maintain underground fiber for the property adjacent to South Lynn Street and Transit Avenue. I is a resolution approving a contract to Municipal Pipe Tool for the Riverside Boulevard Hornick Avenue Sanitary Sewer Repair Project. J is a resolution approving a First Amendment to the Indian Hills Water Tower Site Lease Agreement with Pegasus Towers for the maintenance of a communication system at 4201 Cheyenne Boulevard. K is a resolution approving a First Amendment to the Singing Hills Water Tower Site Lease Agreement with Pegasus Towers for the maintenance of a communication system at 4301 Singing Hills Boulevard. L is a resolution approving a tax advisory agreement with TransTax Advisors to propose potential tax savings related to the renewable natural gas production from the wastewater renewable fuels plant.
Is that, Mayor, I want to ask Mr. Pingle, or is this yours? Maybe this isn't yours. Yeah, it is. 6L? Oh, yeah, Tom, and then Utilities Program Manager. My question's kind of broad, Tom, so help me out with it as far as, does anything in here, how does that impact what we're doing for the new wastewater treatment plant, if any impact?
Tom Pingle, Utilities Director. This has no impact on what's going on with the water plant. Or
Separate and apart.
This is a completely separate thing. These are tax credits that we found. Dr. Young has been leading the charge on this, and it's...
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and it's something that is available from 2024 to 2008. So we're trying to take advantage of this, and we've found a group here of attorneys that will do all the legwork, and they just want 18% for the first year and 15% for the second year. If we wanted to do this on our own, it'd probably put a lot of taxing
On the attorneys.
on the
And
attorney's office. Yeah.
it sounded like this group specialized in it.
Yep, I think they've done over 200 of them.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I just want the clarification, so thank you. And thank you for your good work.
Thank you. My name.
7 are actions relating to personnel. A is a resolution amending the position classification manual by approving an updated job description for the position of the communications training operator. B is a resolution amending the position classification manual and the salary schedule by adding the position of GIS manager in the WCICC Center. C is a resolution amending the position classification manual by approving an updated job description for the position of the assistant library director. 8 are actions authorizing payments. A is a resolution authorizing payment to KP Construction for the Walden Avenue and Hickory Lane Emergency Sanitary Sewer Repair Project. B is a resolution authorizing payment to RP Constructors for the Managed Circle Paving Project. C is a resolution authorizing payment to Subservco for the undersized water main replacement project. Need to abstain, conflict of interest. 9 are purchasing. A is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Cryotech de-icing for liquid chemical de-icer for the airport. B is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Caris for the phosphate F-35 for the water treatment plant. C is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Spirac for 1 spiral conveyor for the wastewater treatment plant. D is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Electric Pump for 1 flight submersible pump equipment and accessories for the wastewater treatment plant. E is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Swing Bioset for 4 poppet valves for the wastewater treatment plant. F is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Dakota Supply for fire hydrants. G is a resolution canceling the purchase order issued to Knife River Midwest for road gravel and rescinding resolution 2025-0411. H is a resolution awarding a purchase order to Hallett Materials for road gravel. 10 are applications for alcohol licenses. 11 are beer commission and committee minutes. Anyone to be heard on any of those items? If not, we can vote. Passes 5-0. 12 is a hearing and resolution approving the lease of property at Hubbard Park for managing softball programs to the Sioux City Fast Pitch Association and Briar Cliff University and consenting to a concurrent use agreement. I'll move that.
Second.
Public hearing's now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed.
I'm abstaining for conflict of interest.
That concludes the regular agenda. Are there any citizens to be heard? Seeing none, we'll go to Mr. O'Kane.
Well, I want to start first by thanking the Winnebago Comprehensive Healthcare System for hosting me, my family, and others for the powwow that takes place in Winnebago every time this year. I learned a lot about the organization and how they function. I also learned some of the challenges that they're facing. They talked about how when they need to transport a patient, oftentimes what they used to do was fly them into Mercy and into St. Luke's. And they're not getting that same level of service they used to get because we don't have a lot of like the heart specialist positions in Sioux City. And so they really stress that having that partnership is something that they appreciated and something that they hope eventually comes back. As of right now, they said that most of their patients are flown out to Omaha or to other hospitals and other facilities. So it was really interesting to kind of learn about their healthcare system and how it operates. It was also fascinating to see there was over 700 entrants to the powwow this year, and I didn't think everybody was going to fit, to be perfectly honest. It was a very hot day. A lot of people turned up, and it was great to be a part of. So I was there as long as I could withstand the heat, and then I did have to step away, unfortunately. But it was great to be a part of. I also want to take this time to thank. We had 3 amazing candidates come all the way to Sioux City to interview for the position of city manager. And I'd like to personally thank Eric Swanson, Craig Clark, and Drew Barden for their time and their interest in Sioux City. These are professionals from other cities and other municipalities that came to Sioux City because they want to be a part of our government here. They want to be a part of our community, and they want to move their family here to help lead. So it takes a great calling, and we were very fortunate to have 3 candidates come and spend a considerable amount of their time with us answering some very not easy to answer questions, to be honest. And that's everything I have for this week.
Julie.
I really don't have anything this week. I will say, just to expand on what Matthew said, we had well over 50 candidates actually apply for that position, and we narrowed it down to 4, and then it went to 3. Someone bowed out. So it's not an easy job to pick this person for the job, so it'll be a little bit before it's decided.
I had 2 things that I wanted to talk to the council about and just bring up. The first one was I recently had a conversation with Renee Billings in Economic Development, just talking about, it was about the Innovation Center project and things, and then we got on to business retention visits. And I was unaware that we don't utilize a CRM platform for that or for the tracking of those. And I really think it would be beneficial to kind of look into some of those. I know that Dubuque was using this other system, or a system that they had I talked to their director about at one point in time. And so I reached out to him, and actually the person that has that company that they utilize, Renee had a connection with. And so I just wanted the ED team to know, and Mike and Marty or anyone, if we can look into some of those CRM platforms. I think that, look, we have a lean economic development team, and I think any utilization of AI, or in this case, it's more of a relations manager, would streamline and make that process so much easier. I definitely think it's worth pursuing. I had no idea that we weren't utilizing a software like that, and so I would really encourage us to look into that. There was at one point in time one for free, I understand, that was available, and now some cities are going a different direction. So just anything that we can do to pursue or look into that. Marty?
You can look at that, Alex. Yeah, we did used to use a system that was kind of shared around the state, and data was collected.
Is that what it was, or something?
Yeah, through the energy companies, and after COVID, they kind of fell into disuse by most communities, but we can sure look at that.
Yeah, that'd be great. The second thing that I wanted to bring up is I had kind of a distraught citizen bring some attention to this, or call me on Saturday after witnessing a couple of close calls at the farmer's market. I do think it's challenging when you have a roadway that is the main thoroughfare right there between the farmer's market itself and the parking lot. It shouldn't be a fast-paced road there or anything because you have the light and the turn on and the entrance right there. I'm not sure what traffic calming measures we could do for the market. She suggested closing that road. I do think that's a little tricky because I think it's a really good access from the west side or over on Hamilton to be able to access that right there. But maybe it is one of those things, actually just thinking about it. I wonder if there would be the ability, and we can work on Public Works and look in this or something, but gosh, if you closed in between the two entrances. So if you made that a pedestrian area, because then anyone coming onto that road would have to go into the parking lot, but if they needed to get around and go out the other side, they would just have to go through the parking lot.
And they might be hitting somebody in the parking lot that's walking around.
Well, you would hope they would go slower than the roadway, but yeah.
Would hope they'd
I don't know, I
hit the
just,
crosswalk, too.
they brought it up and said that there were a couple of really, really close calls, and I agree that anytime you introduce people, that are in families especially, that are maybe trying to enjoy the farmer's market and getting them across there, I've shared my concerns and wish for a different location for the farmer's market, but that has not been a reality yet. But I really think that anything we can look at, so maybe we'll just discuss, and I'll bring it up to the farmer's market as well and see what ideas they have to try to promote safety for the patrons.
Market people.
Yeah, exactly,
they
that
have been
committee.
consulted in the past, and I think they get a little bit upset about that. So
Yeah.
you want to call them and get some ideas from them.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
I have three things. Before I do that, though, I want to thank Matthew for your Saturday event. I didn't make it this year, the powwow, and last year, though, it was really, really good.
I was happy being runner-up, Dan. I had a couple people, we were hoping for Dan.
It's really an educational program, it really is. I've been getting questions for some reason about lead pipes, and so I've asked Brad if he would please give us just an update on where we are with our program with lead pipes, grants that are available, how many people are going to be affected by this. So if you could please just give us an update, because I'd like, usually questions I get are ones that other citizens have, so.
Sure. Brad Pitts, Utilities Director. I'll kind of start by just giving you a little bit of an update to where we are since October. Last October, the lead service line inventory was due. All of that information has been submitted to DNR and EPA. At that time, there was really kind of a pause in everything we were doing for lead line replacement, just because you're finding, you're looking for funding, you're trying to figure out the process, and really the compliance date isn't until November 1st of 2027. So between now and 2027, we have to have a lead service line plan put together, and that's what kicks off all of the replacement. So starting November 1st of 2027 starts the 10 years for replacement. So 2037 is the end. Currently, we were working with SRF staff to apply for a project, is what they call them. So we're going to start small to their recommendation. Right now there's $7 million available that has to be applied for by December 31st of this year. That project is really going to entail picking 100 homes for us to start, and that'll really get us into the rhythm of how we want to pursue replacing those lines, and then we can refine the process from there. Let's see, we'll have, there's a number of items that have to be done for this basically intended use plan application. So we'll be working through those. We're going to have some council input along the way, so we'll work on that. Again, the majority of the funding for Sioux City will likely come through drinking water SRF. But there are some other grant opportunities out there. I know Alex sent me an email probably a month ago from the League of Cities just outlining a bunch of grants that are out there. Some of them Sioux City doesn't, won't be eligible for, but others may be. One of the nice things that I didn't know that they're considering Sioux City disadvantaged for this project. So 49% of whatever we apply for is forgiven. And then the other 51% is some of the information that we're going to have to seek council information on. So right now we're going to apply for a project. We're going to keep moving forward on trying to figure out the best way to go forward with the replacements. Currently, our utilities staff members are working towards finding those addresses that just don't exist. The number, I think, to start was 7,200 locations that would need lead line replacement. That included lead lines, galvanized lines requiring replacement, and all unknowns. And through their sifting through records, I think we've dropped at least a couple hundred off of that list so far. So they're doing good work for us. And all we can do is just keep plugging away and try and figure out how.
So this is a city responsibility.
It's the city's responsibility to make sure that the lines are replaced.
Administer or, yeah.
Yeah.
Have 7,000 plus that would have to be
It's
completed?
probably right
within
around
that?
7,000 right now, or just a little bit less based on those that we found that either don't exist or have been already
That
replaced
have to be completed in that 10-year period?
by 2037. Yep.
But it doesn't specify who should have to pay for it. It just-
Correct.
Or how cities do it, or.
Right, right. And it's more than anybody can imagine. We've already gotten an estimation from you,
Yeah.
what think it could possibly be. And this group of 100 that's going to create our project, because they want a project created and sent as a package in.
Yep.
The homeowner, whether they live there or not, has to agree to it as well. That's another caveat.
Yeah.
We don't just go and do it. They have to agree to it.
One thing we don't know at this point, and maybe this information is out there and I haven't heard it yet, but if we approach the homeowner 3 times, we have to at least approach them 3 times. And if they say no each and every time, then I don't know what happens after that.
Right.
Obviously it's a requirement that it be replaced, but we have to have permission to access the property. We can't just do it on our own.
This is a $35 to $50 million
Yes.
project.
It is.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, we
I
were
would
up
say
in the
that's-
50s
Yeah,
when
I
you
would
talked
say
about it.
that's not in, we figured a higher number that without including the 49% forgiveness. So you're probably accurate there, probably more close to the 50 number.
50 million number?
Well, by the time you add engineers in, don't need, but you will pay them anyway, so.
Thanks, Brad. I appreciate that update.
And
Yeah.
this is being bestowed upon us by whom?
EPA.
Okay, just want to make sure that gets
Yeah.
out there in the media.
Yeah, this is an EPA rule. Yes,
That cities do it.
country or nationwide. Yes,
Right, okay.
you're welcome.
My second item, Mayor, I've been getting calls on the water park and just an update. And Marty, I believe you're here to give us an update on the status of the water park, because I don't know what to tell people when they ask me about it. I do tell them, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, I do tell them it's not a city project.
Right, yeah. The city portion is completed. We built the street and put in the sewer line and the stormwater.
What's next?
So I did talk, Dan, I did talk to the developer today. Mike asked me to do that, so, and I've talked to him from time to time, but, and what I learned was, what we've kind of heard is that they did experience some unavoidable delays, primarily related to key equipment that they were unable to get in time. They are working diligently to catch up with that and have received some of that equipment. So their goal is to reschedule with their contractors and resume construction later this summer. So it's still.
For spring opening, or opening next spring.
And that's pretty much what I learned, Dan. I think we would all love to wish it was open right now. It would be they'd be doing well today. I think I'd be headed over there.
No kidding.
Hot as it is, but, the only other thing I would add is that we need to bring an amendment back to council on that, because completion date was the end of '25. So we need to probably push all the dates back a year to, and that's what they would prefer to do too. So we can bring that anytime, or we can bring that soon if you'd like. But that's the update that I got today.
Thanks, Marty. Appreciate that. And then thirdly, I just want to share with everyone, I went to a presentation by Jacob Wanderscheid yesterday, Food Bank of Siouxland, and I just want to emphasize how important it is to support the food bank, and because there's so much food insecurity with many families. I mean, he was given statistics like 1 out of every 5 child has food insecurity, and 1 out of every 9 adult has food insecurity. So Jacob did a great job, gave credit to a lot of the 3 or 4 or many corporate partners that they have. I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. It was a really good presentation. That's all I have, Mayor.
Did you drop a check off while you were there?
I actually did, because I said, what is the most efficient way to contribute to the food?
Cash.
Yeah, well, you knew that because you're always giving to it.
They take checks or cash?
$1, like they have a shortage of canned goods. So $1, they can get 5 cans. Well, I can't get 5 cans if I go buy them.
No.
So, yeah.
I'm proud of you, writing that check.
It's in the mail.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Waters,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
O'Kane,
Aye.
Shaner,
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.